Hi everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout to share using the fabulous Book Fair collection by Simple Stories. I've used this collection a few times before, absolutely love it. I've got a backlog of school photos, so I've been dying for a school themed collection for a really long time. For this layout today I thought I would make myself a really large apple. I was inspired by that little chap there. You can see the apple with the worm sticking out of it. So I just drew myself a very wonky apple onto a piece of A4 paper, and then my A4 paper wasn't quite big enough, so I ended up cutting it in half and doing a half an apple and then turning it over and using that as a template for the other side. So there you go, there's my apple. I've just got to cut it out in more detail there. So I've made myself a template on an A4 piece of paper, and then I have drawn around that onto that fabulous book cover there, and in red. Obviously it had to be a red apple, and I've just cut that out with my scissors, distressed the edges, and that's going to form the basis for my layout. It needs to have a stem, but I will pop that on in just a moment. I think I'm going to do it now. So I had to look for a paper that was that worked in terms of colours. So yeah, I found one in the 6x8 paper, that one there, that's going on to mount my photo, and I make my little stem using that as well. At this point, I don't think I've drawn it. I don't know, I might have done. So anyway, I'm just going to mount my photo onto that paper, and then I'll be bringing in my stem as well. So you can see that my apple isn't huge. It's not enormous on the 12x12 background. It's big enough, I think, but I don't want to cover the whole thing up, so I've kept my photo fairly small. I've got a couple of tags there from the Tags Elements paper that I always love using. And then I've got the piece of ephemera there, which is the apple and the worm, which is what inspired me in the first place. So he had to go in, obviously, and I love the fact that he's poking out of the apple and looking out of the layout, so it's just really, really cute. Right, here I am going to sort out my stems. You can see that I do hand draw all my layouts. You can see here I'm just literally going for it. I'm kind of copying that leaf that's on the apple already. Yeah, just drawing that and cutting it out. I often don't film myself drawing the templates because I do them wrong a lot, and I have to redraw them, rub them out, cut them out. No, rub them out, redo them, rub them out again, redo them. So it's a bit of a faff sometimes to get them right. But I do this quite often. I often make my own templates. So I won't keep them. I'll probably not make a layout with an apple on it again. Yeah, it was just on a rough scrap piece of paper. There you go, and there's my little leaf that I did straight onto that pattern paper. I didn't even make a template for that one. Okay, so that's going to form the basis of my layout. I'm wanting to put a little bit of ribbon through those two tags there, so I'm just making holes with my crocodile, and then I'm just going to poke some coordinating ribbon through. Now, I quite often don't tie my ribbon into knots or bows, because I find that creates like quite a thick knot, especially when your ribbon is fairly wide, although this ribbon isn't, but sometimes my ribbons are quite wide, and they create a very big knot. So therefore, when my layouts are in albums, I find they cause indentations on the opposite page sometimes, and I want to avoid that. So I've now taken to stapling my ribbons in place instead. So literally pop it through the hole and then staple them together with my Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher. So I find that works really, really well. Ribbons in place, trimmed, and behind my photo. I brought in that little yellow piece of paper. It's nothing special. It's just a piece of scrap from previous layout made, and I had it left over. But I love the colour. I love the brightness of the yellow, and it really makes everything pop. So I wanted to include some of that. So I had this small piece, so I just thought I'd tuck it under my photo, and that really lifts it on that side. I've just put under a journaling spot from the Journal Bits pack with that little pencil there. It's so cute, and I'm trying to figure out what title I can use. I've used most of my photos, school photos, are stock photos, as in the kids posed for their proper school photos. So I don't have a lot of back to school photos. I do have some, but I also don't have a lot of good job, homework, I don't know, the other words on the sheet. So I struggle to use some of the titles, like teacher and things like that. I don't have photos that go with some of those things. So I'm trying to figure out which titles I can use that will work with the photos that I've got, because I've used most of the ones I can use. So I quite like this Smarty Pants, but that didn't work out. And then I've found Learn, which does work, although I would have preferred maybe Ready to Learn, or something. Anyway, I've just gone with Learn, which I think is an ephemera piece rather than a foam sticker. I've put, I'm just adding some additional details. I'll raise that word up on foam pads. But yeah, just adding in some additional bits and pieces. So I've got the floral ephemera piece that I've just stuck under the corner of the photo and the apple. At the top, I've added that camera. I think that's from the big bits. Then I've got the typewriter over on the right-hand side. And now I'm adding in all the little bits and pieces. This is the bit that I love the most, just fiddling around, putting all the bits on and building up those layers. So yeah, added a little back to school sign. That's a chipboard piece. I've got a foam sticker pencil pot. I've got a packet of pens. Over on the right, I've got the typewriter, chipboard scissors, good job, decorative brad, and then I'm going to add some other bits as well, some little bulldog clips, the 2 stars at the top there, one down the bottom, although it's going to move over to the side of the word learn. That's it. Yeah, it's all kind of coming together really, really well. I need to get everything completely stuck down, make sure I've stuck all my layers in place. I have a habit of sticking things down on the bottom edge only and then not adding foam pads behind the top edges. I always intend to come back and do them, but sometimes I forget. So I just have to check sometimes that I have done everything that I think I've done. So just getting my title stuck in place now, raising it up on foam pads. As you can see, it's definitely a piece of ephemera. It's not a sticker or anything. It's a flat piece. So I've just popped that in place there. Yeah, it's all kind of coming together. A couple more decorative brads. Enamel dots going to go in there now as well. Yes, nearly done. I just have to point out that in the florals, the floral bits, some or most of the floral clusters have got pencils in them. Now, I'm pretty sure I went on about this in the last layout I made with this collection, but in case anyone had missed it, definitely check those out. They are the cutest thing I have ever seen. I'm absolutely in love with those. Right, okay, nearly done. I just wanted to add some journaling, but there wasn't a great place to write it. So I chose to go around the edge of my large shape. So I've just written the date and the years that the children are starting at that point. Yeah, that's the end. That's my layout complete, really. I think I'm now going to just add some black paint splatters. I do that to pretty much all of my layouts these days. So I'm just adding the black paint splatters over that big cluster there and a few at the top there as well. I don't want to overdo it, so I'm just going with them in those 2 areas. And that's it. My layout is complete. So I love how it turned out. I think it's really cute. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed that layout, seeing it come together with the fabulous, fabulous book fair collection. I've really enjoyed working with this one twice now. So yeah, thank you so very much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Simple Stories with the book fair collection.